I'm Macy Eglund. We begin with a Newsday investigation into whether your kids are safe at daycare here on Long Island. 7 local daycares could lose their licenses over allegations of serious health and safety violations. Some of the accusations include physical punishment.
It should be investigated. If stuff like that is going on, if there's allegations that, that are serious, then, that's the right thing to do.
Coming up, why some say the system is still working. The superintendent of the cash-strapped South Country School District has resigned. It comes amid a fiscal crisis that's prompted calls for an investigation into possible criminal wrongdoing. Only in Newsday, a new DNA test for the man charged in a killing tied to Gilgo Beach. A Nassau judge ordered former Tennessee State Trooper Andrew Dykes to submit DNA so prosecutors can compare it with previous samples. He's accused of killing Tanya Denise Jackson, who was known for years as Peaches because of a tattoo. Jackson's partial remains were found along Ocean Parkway with the remains of her toddler daughter that she and Dykes shared. Important benefits are still available for survivors of the 9/11 attacks. The West Islip Fire Department hosted an event last night reminding residents of the benefits for those who spent time at Ground Zero.
I think this is 25 years later, and people still don't understand the process on how to get into the World Trade Center health program.
Eligible volunteer firefighters can register for state workers' compensation through their fire department until this September 11th. First in Newsday, Oyster Bay Town plans to eliminate a law giving residents first dibs on affordable housing. The move comes as part of a deal to end state and federal discrimination lawsuits. A ComSwog teacher is in the running to be America's favorite teacher. Melissa McMullen is a 6th grade teacher at John F. Kennedy Middle School in Port Jefferson Station. She is in the quarterfinals of this national contest. If she wins, she'll let her students pick the nonprofits to donate the prize money to.
This win is a kid win for me. I don't see myself winning at all. I see this as a big kid win. That's what it is to me.
So humble. You can vote for McMullen through our website. Let's talk about your Thursday weather now. That rain is moving out, but the clouds stick around for most of the morning. Still cloudy, a little wet out there. In Montauk this morning, those clouds will eventually clear later on today, so we have that to look forward to. Otherwise, it is a bit breezy today. Highs in the low 60s. We'll see some more sun tomorrow for your Friday as we take a look at your 7-day forecast. Saturday, some rain, unfortunately, but Sunday for Mother's Day is looking really nice right now in the mid to upper 60s. Start of next work week in the mid 50s with some rain. Tuesday looking good, possibly some more wet weather next Wednesday.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
Newsday investigates 7 Long Island daycare centers are at risk of losing their licenses over serious health and safety violations. However, Virginia Huey tells us why some say parents shouldn't be overly concerned.
It's alarming, it's concerning.
James Perez of Huntington says it's unsettling to learn that nearly a dozen Long Island daycare centers, which are located in buildings and private homes, have recently found themselves under state investigation for nearly 100 allegations of health and safety violations.
It should be investigated. If stuff like that is going on, if there's allegations that, that are serious, then, that's the right thing to do.
Among the daycares under investigation, the Learning Experience in Northport. The Suffolk County Police Department is looking into allegations of physical abuse and harsh discipline during toilet training. In Nassau, Barry and Florence Friedberg Jewish Community Center is one of 2 sites facing revocation. The Rockville Center facility was cited for children being left without competent supervision and failing to immediately report suspected incidents of child abuse or maltreatment. Some daycare providers tell Newsday the state can be overly rigid in the way they respond to alleged violations, putting facilities at risk of revocation for innocent mistakes that can be easily corrected.
We do have a highly regulated system, and we should.
But Jennifer Rojas of Suffolk County Child Care Council says the system is working the way it's supposed to.
Something that put somebody into pending revocation means it was probably something pretty serious that needed to be addressed quickly.
Rojas says the childcare industry is struggling because it's getting harder to hire and keep qualified staff.
But overall, the system is working. People should not worry about putting their child into a child care program or in a child care provider's home. Just do your research.
Perez says he thoroughly checked out a daycare site in Dix Hills before enrolling his 2-year-old son.
That's obviously the most important thing. You want to be able to trust the people that you're leaving your children with.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
You can see that full list of daycare centers at risk of losing their license on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Newsday investigates the criminal records of immigrants being jailed in Nassau County. A Newsday analysis contradicts President Trump's goal of rooting out the, quote, worst of the worst. We found just a small percentage of those jailed in Nassau through the county's partnership with ICE were convicted of violent crimes. Newsday politics reporter Bahar Ostadon explains.
Nassau County has detained thousands of immigrants in a jail in East Meadow. Newsday has analyzed ICE data that shows less than 5% of those people had violent crime convictions. Those are crimes like assault. There were 7 cases of homicide. Now, the majority of people had no criminal record at all. Of those who did, most were for misdemeanor crimes.
You can read more about ICE on Long Island and the immigrants jailed in Nassau on Newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. In sports, the Knicks are a step closer to the NBA Finals after outlasting the 76ers at the Garden, but they may be without one of their stars for Game 3. Jamie Stewart and Knicks beat writer Steve Popper break it down from MSG.
The New York Knicks are 2 wins away from a return trip to the Eastern Conference Finals after a hard-fought 108-102 win over the 76ers last night in Game 2 of their playoff series. And unlike Game 1, in which they won by 39 points, Game 2 much tighter. The Knicks actually trailed by 1 at the half and by 1 after 3 quarters, but they won the 4th, going on a 9-0 run. Jalen Brunson had back-to-back jumpers to give the Knicks a 4-point lead. Brunson had 26. And Mikal Bridges came up clutch with this shot in the final minutes. The Knicks survive 108-102 to take a 2-0 lead in their best-of-7 series.
I think we made things difficult. I also think they missed some good looks, so got away with a couple. But we strung some stops together down the stretch when we needed to, and created like a 5-6 point cushion, and then just kind of kept that.
And again, it was just us executing, being disciplined, finding a way to get a gritty win.
Newsday's Steve Popper joins me now. Steve, I almost forgot what a playoff game is like because the Knicks are blowing everybody out. This was like a playoff game. The Knicks actually overcame some foul trouble. Mitch Robinson didn't play. A gritty win. What's your takeaway?
Well, that's the first thing, is they kind of warned that this would be coming. Nobody's going to keep up what they've been doing, winning 4 games in a row in the blowout fashion that they have. They came in today, they found themselves in a dogfight, and I think, look, this is something that Jalen Brunson said the other day, paying attention to details, even when you're winning by 40, matters because it's going to matter in a game like this, and that's what we got today. Defense was really the thing down the stretch. 12 points, I think they were 1 for 10 from 3, 4 for 19 overall in the 4th quarter. That's the sort of thing they didn't need to do last game at any point, but at some point you're going to need to, and they did tonight.
Yeah, the Knicks absolutely responded when they had to. So now the series shifts to Philadelphia. What's your take for Game 3?
Well, we think that's Madison Square Garden South. That's what they call it. Knicks fans, I think, took Joel Embiid as a challenge when he said, the Philly fans not to give up their tickets. So I believe that this is going to be a loud New York crowd there. And plus being 2-0, maybe Philly fans aren't that, keen on keeping their tickets.
Right.
But I think the biggest thing is, look, OG Anunoby went out with about 2.5 minutes left. We don't know what the status is yet. It didn't sound great, didn't look great. He's had an injury history. Maybe with a 2-0 lead, we don't see him in Game 3. That's a big factor, just how good he's been on both ends of the ball. But you have Jalen Brunson, who 6 points down the stretch today, helped close this one out, and you always think you've got him as the safety blanket.
Very interested to see what that crowd is like for Game 3 and Friday, because as you mentioned, Joel Embiid asked, he pleaded with Sixer fans not to sell their tickets, but will they have the faith down 2-0, or will the Knicks take over the city of brotherly love? For Steve Popper, I'm Jamie Stewart for Newsday TV.
Game 3 is tomorrow night in Philly. You can read more about how OG's injury could impact the game on Newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. Here's what's up on Long Island. Give mom a day full of fun at Adventureland. Buy a full-price general admission ticket this Sunday and mom gets in for free. The park in Farmingdale opens at 11 o'clock. Or meet some cute and cuddly animals at the Long Island Game Farm. Moms can feed baby goats or stroll through Bambi Land in Manorville. They get in for half price this Sunday.
Where was I before the day that I first saw you?
And see Emmy-nominated singer-songwriter Ben Folds perform. His piano tour heads to the Tillis Center in Brookville Friday night at 8 o'clock. For admission information and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage. You can see more on all of the stories you've seen today on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other streaming services you see there. I'm Macy Eglund. More local Long Island news coming up here on Newsday TV.
Can self-driving cars and other technological advancements reduce crashes and make Long Island safer?
We just need to understand how safe it really is.
Driverless cars, safer roads, now available at Newsday.com/dangerousroads.